Hiya guys, Maya from SportShare here, and today we're looking at how to sail downwind. So first of all, let's look at what we've done previously. A little recap: we've sailed across the wind, we've sailed close to the wind. Now we're looking at the bottom 3 points of sail, how to get there, how to sail downwind safely. Let's get right into that. So here I've actually got my RYA Start Sailing Handbook. Haven't seen this for a while, but let's go through what the handbook says from the RYA about sailing downwind. So from a beam reach, the one that you've sailed on quite a few times previously up to this point, I think. From a beam reach, turn away from the wind, bearing away. That's the technical term for turning away from the wind. Bearing away onto a broad reach, should I say. As you turn downwind, let the sails out to keep them set at the correct angle to the wind. Okay, look at this diagram. Look at where the sail is when your boat is turned onto a broad reach. It should be out at a greater angle than beam reach. And then again, the training run is at a greater angle. The sail is at a greater angle out than at broad reach. Keep the wind at a good correlation. Keep your sails, to a good correlation to the wind. As you turn downwind, let the sail out to keep them set at the correct angle to the wind. As this reduces the side force, the centreboard can be raised 3/4. Move the crew inboard. So that process is going from the beam reach to the broad reach. Now when you're going on to the next point of sail, a training run, you want all your crew to be inside the boat. This is because sailing downwind with the wind behind you is the most unstable part of sailing, and there's nothing to be scared of. You just need to watch your balance and trim a bit more and more detailed, so you know you're not going to capsize or anything. Just get everyone in the boat and you can start lifting the dagger board or centreboard, depending on which type of boat you're in. So back to the book. Bear away more, letting out the sail as you go until the jib falls slack to the wind shadow of the mainsail. If you're on a double-handed boat, you'll have a jib at the front of the boat here, and what happens is the mainsail will actually shelter the jib, and that's how you know you've gone on to a dead run, which is this bottom one here. The boat is now on a run. Back to the book. The boat is now on a run with the mainsail right out. Pull the centreboard almost all the way up. You don't need really your centreboard because the centreboard will be dragging in the water, creating a force that really will just slow your boat down. Back to the book. Sailing on a run can be quite confusing when you start, so luff up until the jib fills again and sail on a training run. This is a more stable route downwind. Sit on either side to balance the boat. Okay, so that's what the RYA handbook says about sailing downwind. Basically, when they refer to luff up, all they're saying is, quite simply, push the tiller away, so you're not on a dead run. I was just thinking of which way you would go there. So you want to push the tiller away so you're not on a dead run. You're at a slighter angle away from the wind being directly behind you, and it means that you can pull the sail in slightly. The reason we say don't sail on a dead run, especially when you're just starting, is because there's a high chance that if you're sailing directly with the wind behind you, if you're on a small lake and the wind shifts, and instructors would tell you about wind shifts if you're on a lake that does have a lot of wind shifts, there's a strong possibility that you'll do an involuntary jibe. And you don't want to do that when you're first starting out because it could potentially harm your confidence and make the boat unstable. So remember with this, my tips, I should add balance on there actually. Try and keep the boat as balanced as possible. I'm adding that as my number one. So balance the boat, get everyone inside the boat to start this manoeuvre. We'll start going downwind. Use a training run instead of a dead run. As we've said, it's a bit safer, stops the chance of involuntary jibing. So if you're on a double-handed boat, the mainsail will shelter the jib. That's how you know you're on a dead run. So keep an eye out on the jib to see if it's closing in or flapping slightly at the front. That's when you know to go back to the training run, push the tiller away, get the wind, sailor more of an angle into the wind than what you were, and that will take rid of all chance of jibing. Lift the daggerboard and centreboard. This goes into the 5 essentials on how to sail with the best momentum. As a daggerboard, sailing downwind will just add drag, and that's a force that you don't need when sailing downwind. So lift the daggerboard, that'll allow you to go a bit faster, which is always good. And then keep an eye on the jib slash mainsail. If the jib starts to close in, that's when you know you're on a run. Just push the tiller away. Don't be on a run, because it can be quite dangerous to start with. So, games, jibe as many times as you can downwind. I've just said don't jibe, but with this I'm talking about safe jibe, and I'm talking about a controlled jibe. If you go from training run to training run, and pulling the mainsail when you're doing this, pulling the mainsail when you're jibing, okay, and someone should show you, one of your instructors should show you how to jibe, but that'll be a later video. So when you're jibing with this game, simply go on a training run. The instructor can shout out jibe, or just jibe as many times as you can, and then simply do a jibe back onto a training run, and then you can set your sail back onto the right point of sail there. And the other one is jibe on the whistle. If you've got a big group, obviously you look around, you make sure it's safe, but it's just getting used to the manoeuvre of jibing and how to make it as safe as possible, as jibing is very important when sailing downwind. So this has been Maya from SportShare, going through how to sail downwind. I hope you've enjoyed it. Talk to you soon.